and beyond. Excuse me. This is the Outlier B. Right back up at you cats with another video. So what's populating, people? How y'all feeling? It's another Friday. My first full week of being back after vacation. And I'm right back up at you guys, man. Right back up at you guys. So what up? How you feeling? What are you guys doing? What do you have planned for the week? And what the weekend? And what do you guys have planned otherwise, man? What are y'all looking forward to? Me, I ain't looking forward to much this weekend. I gotta do a couple of videos. One of my videos are already scripted. That video will be going into a little place out here on New York called Roosevelt Island. Roosevelt Island. It's a little place that one time you had to take the trolley to go visit. I captured Roosevelt Island on one of my videos that I did on one of my lunch breaks a couple years back. A brother like me walked over the 59th Street Bridge and you caught a view of that tram over there, Roosevelt Island. And we're gonna get into why Roosevelt Island was built, what it was built for, and the view of the people who created it. Interesting things, my people. And it's so funny because I never was really into this type of stuff growing up. I was more of a sports person, just really into sports. But as I've gotten older, as I spent more time trying to perfect things, as I've built a career out of myself, going from an 18-year-old kid with a lot of ambitions, a lot of hopes, a lot of wishes, things like that. My focus has definitely changed. So it really changed on history and sociology. Those are in science, of course, which are sciences, but these are things that I'm really into, man. Especially, looking at people's visions. So you have great people in history. They have visions, and they actually go out there and they try to make that vision that they have inside of their head into physical reality. And I like following those type of stories, man. So we got somebody on the check-in. This is a new person. I never seen this guy, Ethan Stormity. What up, kid? Stormity. He said, run. What you want me to run from, my brother? Ain't nothing out here to run from, kid. Maybe I'm the person they need to be running from, man. Maybe I'm the psycho. You dig? Maybe I'm the psycho. We got my boy. He came on. FI42 said ghost. My boy LaRon on the check-in. What up, LaRon? He said, good morning, B. Ain't nothing. I'm chilling, my brother. How you feeling? My boy FI42 said, run from ghosts. Listen, bro, I ain't scared of no ghosts, man. I ain't scared of no ghosts. I tell y'all a funny story, man. You know, like a few years ago, this was during COVID time, right? Basically, I was staying in the house where one of the people who used to live in the house passed away. And I was staying in this person's house, right? And I had caught COVID. So basically, I was being isolated from the whole house, yo. From the whole house, right? And for like 2 whole weeks being isolated, no TVs on, no nothing. You would think that a place like that is where you would be haunted. A place like that is where you would be haunted, where somebody passed away within a month of you staying there. Also, you up there by yourself, old house. You know, I ain't see no damn ghosts. I don't rule them out, but I don't believe in it. You know what I mean? We got my boy on the check-in, ZZ. He said, what's up, my G? Ain't nothing, man. How are you feeling, my brother? How are you feeling? I see the algorithm came back, man, because they was messing with me since I came back. So I was off for a week, went on vacation. For the first couple of days back, man, I was getting like 1 or 2 views, man. I thought I was shadow banned or something. But I guess YouTube was like, all right, we stopped penalizing this brother. He's back on his grind. He ain't gonna abandon him. So I'm gonna start pushing him back out. So that's what's up. That's what's up. We got my boy on here. Who that? FI42. He said, where's your gun? Come on, FI42. I'm a pacifist, my brother. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a pacifist. I do not condone violence of any type. I condone protecting yourself at all times, you feel me? But I don't just go on the offensive, you understand? And this is the Freeport, you understand what I'm saying? This Freeport, New York. This is a place where I've been living in for about, almost, yeah, like 15 years of my life. And honestly, yo, I would kind of feel disrespected. If somebody, I know it can happen anywhere, but I would feel honestly disrespected getting robbed or something happening to me in my hometown, especially since I've been making this walk for years, man, with no incident, you know? I specifically take this route. I specifically take this route because this is the path of least resistance. If I walk over a few blocks over there, that ain't really my neighborhood. Them cats really don't know me over there. I know some people, but it could definitely go down over there. I would feel like if I was walking in that area over there, like I would need some type of protection. But over here, man, this is more like my neighborhood. These are my neighbors. We know each other. It's cool. It's cool. So again, I would feel disrespected if something like that was to happen to me over here. My route to work, I work in Queens, so I got to go through certain neighborhoods in Queens. But those are not like isolated areas. Those are like the huge areas like Jamaica Station. Not too much gonna happen to you over there. Forest Hill Station. These are like spots where commuters go. So if you don't venture off into like the little side blocks and things like that, you can kind of stay out of trouble out here in New York because again, like, you know, our police force are crazy. So they have tactics now where they just post up in certain neighborhoods. So I could be like, say if I was walking in Southside right now, Jamaica, Queens, over there by the train station, you would see cops everywhere. Transit cops, you would see NYPD. So they kind of keep the traffic down, the noise down. The same thing with Forest Hills. Historically, not really a bad neighborhood. So, I kind of stay out of those rough neighborhoods where I would need to carry a gun or something like that. You feel me? So my boy Daniel's back on the check-in. What up, Daniel? How you feeling, my boy? Happy Friday, my kid. What you got planned for the week? D-Man, he said, this is like the beginning to Get Out, too. You funny, sir. I see exactly what you're saying. I tell you what, if a car came up blasting some type of strange music right now, son, y'all see me. I'll be out, kid. Hey, listen, man, I've run before. You know what I mean? I've run before. I've run a couple times, you feel me? Listen, man, I hear people talk. Like, I got friends who talk the craziest stuff. Like, I'm from Hempstead, Freeport, and let's say that they moved to like a Suffolk, and it's a thing between Nassau and Suffolk. People act like they move differently, but we all on the same island, son. We all on the same island, do some of the same things. So you'll have people who from, let's say, a Hempstead, they driving out there, let's say, in Central Islip or something, and they pull up on the neighborhood, and the people don't know them, and they looking all in their car. You got people that want to act like they harder and tougher, and now it becomes into, like, who's more macho. Listen, man, I don't play them type of games, son. If I could avoid stupid nonsense like that, I'm going to avoid it, man. You know what I mean? I'm going to avoid it. I ain't messing with that craziness, man. You know what I mean? We got, you going to wish you was carrying a gun some in a minute. You funny, man. You threatening me, brother? Are you threatening? Let me move up. He said, watch that black car that come around the corner. Ian, 1789 said, watch that black car that come around the corner. You funny, son. F542 said, what if the ghost is gay? He said, what if the ghost is gay? I don't know, son. I never heard of no gay ghosts. Do ghosts got sexual preferences, man? You asking some silly-ass questions. Who else we got up here? He said you're going to wish you was carrying a gun in a minute. My man, Eon, over here, he threatening me, son. You trying to fight, kid? I'm going to have to put you on my Maverick list. Is you going on my Maverick list, my boy? I got another guy named Maverick who come on here. He be talking crazy. Oh, shit, there go that black car. I'm about to dip. I'm a dip. See what I'm saying? How I dip. You feel me? That was you, Ian. That was you in that black car. I dipped on you, son. I dipped on you, fans. Somebody said, here, run too. Facts. Yeah, that was kind of creepy. And Get Out. That first scene, homie walking down the street. Nice, quiet neighborhood. Car pull up. Blasting some weird, strange music. Cats jump out the car. You understand what I'm saying? That's hilarious. But yeah, I'd have definitely bounced. I'd have definitely bounced on that type of situation, especially in a neighborhood you don't know. But even if I know the neighborhood, just cars coming up at this time in general is kind of weird. And if you cats been following me, y'all seen this been a few times where a car pull up behind me or close to me. And, my eyes definitely go up, I'm one of those people that attack it directly. So if I see a strange figure walking like right there, or walking close to me, I'm gonna say what up to test the temperature. You understand what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna say what up to test the temperature. We looking straight eye to eye. My body language becomes a little bit more exaggerated, of course, you know what I mean? Like I kind of walk with a little bit more swagger, a little bit more like, all right, say something to me, like you don't know what I might say. It's just signals, just certain body signals I send off at night, you feel me? We got somebody else on the check in. He said Twin got robbed. My boy Larry. Well, Larry, what happened, man? Your boy got robbed? What happened to your boy? Eon had to run in a minute. We ran through that. Run. Somebody said run. My boy D-Man. Dab said, or avoid the avoidable. Exactly. Avoid the avoidable. Ain't no reason to have all that stress up in your life for no reason. Just because you trying to be the toughest. Like, I never understood that. Like, why you want to be the toughest guy on the street? Like, like I'm a badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see back in the day. But nowadays, man, it's about conserving your health, man. Not raising your blood pressure. Staying out with conflict. Establishing things in life, man. Starting a family, starting a business, acquiring some assets, get some wins under your belt. That's what life is about nowadays, man. None of that just walking around trying to be the toughest individual in the world, yo. That don't get you too many places, man. You feel me? Somebody said, always I meant D-Man. Facts. Eon, he pulled up, you know what I mean, in that black car, trying to do me something. I had to dip on him. You understand what I'm saying? I dipped behind the trash cans. He couldn't see me. You understand what I'm saying? So he drove off, you dig? I hope you don't spin the block. You gonna spin the block? You gonna spin the block on me, man? We got, somebody said situational awareness at 100%. Facts. You got our situational awareness nowadays in the world, man. You feel me? Because you could be walking into a trap. Definitely walking into a trap. I know if y'all been following my page for a while, I used to do Uber Eats on the bike out there in Brooklyn, man. I was rough, kid, rough. At night. And them Brooklyn cats, they slick. Some of them Brooklyn cats are slick, man. You think people gonna just run up on you and brute arm, like just strong arm you? Nah, son. A lot of times they'll set you up. So there's been times where, I used to walk around with my GoPro out there. Cause I used to do some of the roughest neighborhoods in Brooklyn, man, going up and down these projects. And back in that time during COVID, people was getting robbed, yo. A lot of cats on bikes was getting robbed. Like, go back to like 2019, 2020, 2021. That was around the time when New York started getting its major uptick in crime again. De Blasio, this was when de Blasio was around. Mayor Adams was around. And the crime had really went up a little something. The crime went up a little something. And every week they were showing cats on delivery bikes getting beat up. People chasing them. People taking their bikes. People riding around out here in New York with guns, you understand what I'm saying? On the back of, like, riding each other. People riding around on the back of the bike and just pulling up robbing people. So I was kind of really, nervous about doing that. And to protect myself, I used to have my GoPro. And most people not gonna do too much crime on camera. And a lot of these cats don't really know how the internet used to work. So they used to think I was streaming live when I wasn't even streaming live. And half of the time, the camera wasn't even on. But sometimes that camera would be on. And I'll go back and watch my footage. And I'm just looking around and like, all right, I'm looking at people's eyes. And I'm like, yo, these cats was really looking at me and watching me, yo. And I was like, oh, all right, I see exactly what's going on. And it seemed as if the only thing that stopped something from happening really was that camera, yo. Was really that camera, you know? But in the situation, I ain't really see it about to happen, you know? So in those areas, you know, like if you lived in those areas, I could definitely see walking around with protection. There was a time in my life where I did feel like I needed to walk around with protection, being a younger man back in the early 2000s. New York was a different place, my people. New York was a real different place. New York was so crazy back in the 90s and the early 2000s, but really in the 90s, yo. Cats would put you to sleep and take your sneakers, son. People would take your Timbs. You have people out here stealing starter jackets, Walkman. Remember when Walkmans was out, when people had Walkmans? People was getting their Walkman taken. Chains. You couldn't walk around with no fat chain on if you wasn't somebody. Listen, cats would have fights if their girl was cute. And people on the street would say something to you. And you say something back and you could possibly get jumped. Honestly, that's how I got jumped. I always look younger than my age. So I told you guys this story plenty of times, man. And why I started carrying razors. I used to carry those Naughty by Nature bats but this was when I was in my late teens and early 20s, where I was going to nightclubs. I called myself running with a whole bunch of other cats that was doing stuff in the streets. And just being on the scene, you're gonna get yourself into problems. And I did find myself walking around with protection. But now I'm a 46-year-old man. I'm out them streets. I ain't in no clubs like I used to be. I don't walk around calling myself no type of clique, or we ain't got no name or nothing like that. We just some middle-aged brothers looking to take the stresses away from life, some of us getting away from our wives for a second, our kids for a second, our responsibilities at work, and we pick up a drink, might pick up something to smoke, you understand what I'm saying? Chill in a spot and talk about our lives. That's what we doing now. It ain't about that other stuff, you know what I mean, before. So that's just my growth. So when y'all ask me if I'm walking around with knives and guns and all, nah, man, I don't walk around like that. I don't carry myself like that, you know. But we got 3 people in the check-in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Where y'all checking in from, man? What time is it? Where you guys are? It is 4:50 out here in New York. This is Freeport, New York. Freeport, New York. Shout out to my people out here in Freeport. Yes, sir. You guys in the hip-hop, man? Yo, some of this, I remember reading this stuff in the paper, yo. But they was talking about, listen, I ain't no gang member, you know, but some of this stuff is crazy because, you know, you walk the same streets that a lot of this stuff is going on in. And I present one side of Long Island for you guys. You know, I present this side of Long Island because this is what I represent, man. I represent going to work every single day, being a person that is out of the streets. But they got a channel called Swamp Stories. And this dude, I think his name is Trap Law or something like that, some white guy. But he goes into different stories about certain hoods. And he was going into the war with MS out here on Long Island. Yo, it was serious, kid. Serious stuff. I don't condone that type of stuff. But if you're interested in that type of drama, go to that boy page, Swamp Stories, and read about the wars with MS. And I'm gonna tell you, where I'm from, Freeport and Hempstead, yo, it's a lot of MS and a lot of, you know, Spanish gangs out here in Freeport, which is probably one of the epicenter of Hispanic people out here in Nassau County. Also, you got Hempstead, which is also a huge Hispanic, people from Hispanic countries, Central America, South America, a lot of people from North America. It's just a melting pot. And you put all of those cultures together, and you get some crazy, crazy, crazy things that happen. Living out here in Freeport, again, I was in my 30s when I finally moved to Freeport. I think I was like in my late 20s. So again, I wasn't really on the streets like I kind of was when I was in Hempstead. But in Hempstead, I think with that war, I got caught up in the middle of it twice. Caught up in the middle of that war twice. So again, go out there and check it out, man. I mean, people was getting killed. Girls was getting killed. It's craziness, man. You know what I mean? Craziness. So the 2 times that it happened, that I got caught up in it in Hempstead, one time was over there by, what is that? Checkers, over there by Checkers in my neighborhood on the Heights. And I'm driving my car, right? Driving my car. And it's 2 cars in front of me. 2 cars in front of me, right? We all stop at the red light. Good morning. We all stop at the red light, y'all. All stop at the red light. And peep, it's 2 cars, right? So the car, it's the second car, or the first car in front of me, the dudes jump out of the vehicle, man, with bats and chains and all types of stuff. And they beating on the car right directly in front of me. And the car in front of me ain't really want no problems. So they was trying to get out of there. Yo, these cats crashed into my side mirror, broke it. Going back, like, because there really wasn't no space. It was a little bit of space. And them cats was so shook, they just put the car in reverse and basically ran into my car. And I wasn't no gang member. I ain't down with that. But it was there, and it happened. And I was like, damn, son, I was right in front of my face. Like, I'm literally right there. And I just imagine, like, yo, if son had a gun and he just started shooting, it had definitely went down, and I could have been really caught up in the crosshairs of it. And that kind of opened up my, it gave me a different perspective on life right there. I'm like, damn, son, I almost really got caught up in that. Then another time, a little down the block over there by the terminal in Hempstead again, I'm in my 20s, kid. So, different lifestyle, different everything. And I'm driving again. Next thing I know, these cats is throwing bottles across the street at each other. Like, boom, these Spanish cats is just straight up throwing bottles. Like, it was another crazy event, man. And my car again, right slap dab in the middle of it. And these are like broad daylight stuff that's happening. None of the stuff happening at night. It's happening on close to the terminal where there's mad people. The other thing happened close to Hempstead Turnpike. Like, it was just some of the crazy stuff, man. Some of the craziest stuff. But, we do get that element out here on Long Island. It's strong. But I don't show y'all that type of stuff, man, because that ain't my lifestyle, Definitely ain't my lifestyle. But we over here at the 7-Eleven. Y'all know that's my time to get up out of here. I'd like to thank everybody that checked in. Y'all know I love y'all. Keep checking the page. We got something coming in talking about Roosevelt Allen. That's going to be official. I might do a guide for the weekend, let y'all know what's going on in the city this week. I might do that depending on how I'm feeling. I'm about to go up in here and make me my tea. I love you guys. Check me next week. And peace out, my peopleizations, my people'em. Yeah.